Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. I don't even know the date. 9th? Yes. My computer apparently restarted overnight, so I'm waiting for it to turn back on before I can write. I didn't write yesterday at all. I just had some other stuff going on that sort of took precedence in my brain space, and I just ended up not writing. And I wrote a little bit on Monday, but not that much. I'm finding myself in a space where I'm struggling with, I guess, some form of imposter syndrome. Not imposter syndrome like, oh, I don't believe I'm a writer, but imposter syndrome like, is this book going to mean anything to anyone other than me? I don't know. And it's made it hard to then come and sit down and work on it, because if you start feeling like it has no meaning, then you'll overcompensate to create it and then create really shitty work. Do you know what I mean? At least I will. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to write something that is forced or feels forced. Even when I started the process, I was very careful about even crafting the character profiles and not making those too forced. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. I'm sitting in this place of, if I imagine the best case scenario, my book gets published, there are people writing reviews about it or analyzing it or whatever, what is the blurb going to say that's written in like Wikipedia about the plot? And I'm getting very caught up in that for some reason right now. When I know that my book is about mental health, when I know that my book is about confusing insecurities and trauma responses and codependency and enmeshment, when you confuse those things for love, and what happens when there is a breakdown of what that looks like. I know that's what my book is about, but I just don't want my book to come off as fluff, I guess. So that's what I'm sitting with right now. But I'm going to write for a little bit. I'm starting a little bit late. And I'm not positive what I'm going to work on this morning, but something. So, there we go. Good morning. It is Thursday morning sometime. It might even be afternoon. I don't know. But I wanted to take a second because I just kind of, I think, wrapped on what is likely to be the prologue of this book. And I read through it, start to finish, to see kind of how it flowed and everything, because I don't necessarily do that when I'm writing. I kind of go to like the last thing that I wrote and then I build off of it. And I'm feeling super emotional about it right now, not just because I'm proud of it and I got it done, but also because it's so deeply, deeply personal to me. So much of who my protagonist is also me. Um, I think that's why I needed to start writing this. I think that's why this showed up for me when it did, because I needed another way to process everything that I have gone through in the last few years and all the like personal work that I've done in therapy, and it's coming out in this character, right? The struggle with that is seeing it in this way is like so reflective and so like, I don't know, I don't even have all the words to put to what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling very emotional over it. Um, and I think it's because it's this combination of knowing all of the pain that sits in this moment. I mean, the prologue is short, right? It's like not even 3 full pages. And there's just so much emotion and so much pain and so much that anchors this character to a part of her that she didn't really know existed, and a part of her that she's fighting against, and a part of her that she's going to lose, you know? Which is all good. Like, she's going to go through a process of rediscovering who she is and loving herself, but in the meantime, she's lost her way, and it's really hard to kind of remember that moment for myself. Um, and so I just wanted to talk about that for a second because I just think like the process of writing means so many different things to so many different people, and everything that we do is personal no matter what. And then there's this place where you try and separate yourself from your work enough that you don't become sort of attached, like too attached to it that you can't let things go, or so that you don't become so enmeshed in it that you can't, accept when somebody says that there might be something off with it or just whatever. But it almost feels like I'm writing a memoir here, and that's kind of not, that wasn't the intention necessarily. It was meant to just be cathartic. But anyway, I don't know. I'm rambling at this point. I just wanted to talk for a second about how I gave a full read through of not even 3 pages of text. And it's just so profound for me. And I hope that it means something to somebody else too. But maybe the process of this is really my catharsis alone. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Hey y'all, it is a Monday, day 14, so the end of week 2, getting ready to start week 3, and I'm going to work for just a small window of time. I'm not going to spend a lot of time writing this morning, but I do want to work on this particular section for just a couple of minutes. But I want to talk about week 2 briefly. I ran into a lot of I don't even know if it was writer's block so much, but I ran into just a lot of, I think I was emotionally blocked. So a lot of this book or story, or a lot of the elements of this are really heavy emotions, because I'm dealing with mental health, and that's going to be heavy. And so I've just been sort of stumbling to get through some of the things, because I'll write something and then I'll feel like, no, that's not the right emotion, or it's not intense enough, or it's not deep enough, or whatever. So I've been letting that get in the way, which I was trying to not do. I don't want to self-edit as I go. I just want to write and then come back to it later. But this last week had a really hard time with that, and with going back and self-editing. And so I would rewrite a section over and over and over again. And so anyway, the point is that week 2, my numbers so far have been really small. I don't even think I've surpassed 500 words per writing day or writing session. I also have not been writing as much. I don't even think that I hit my goal. I lowered my goal to 10,000 words for the week, because I came in with words already accounted for, and so I was meant to give myself a little bit of leeway, and I don't even think I hit 10,000 for the week. I don't think I even came close, but I won't know until tonight. I'm going to leave myself open to writing this evening, as opposed to completely closing out and tracking everything right now. I don't know for sure that I'll write tonight, but I'm leaving it open. And then as I go into week 3, there are a couple things on my mind. One, this is the week before Thanksgiving, and there's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot happening in class. There's a lot happening in work. There's a lot happening in my social, private life. There's a lot happening in this week that I'm worried will restrict my time or limit my time to writing, and also might kind of take up some mental space for me. So the goal getting through this week is going to be more of a consistency goal. I want to make sure that I'm writing every single day and not worry too much about the word count that I'm completing every day. I want to leave that kind of open. I also have something happening at the end of the week that I'll talk about later, but for a 24-hour period, I'm kind of going to be redirecting my focus, still writing, but for a different purpose. And so anyway, all of that is to say that I'm going to treat this week as less structured, less confined, less restricted, and see what happens, and see if that opens me up to writing a little bit differently. And then hopefully I'll finish with a bang in week 4. But anyway, that's where I'm at. And so I'm gonna, like I said, spend just a little bit of time working on the section that I have open in front of me right now. There's just a little bit that I want to tack on to it, and then I think that will wrap up this particular scene. And then we'll see what happens tonight. And that's what I got for you for now. So that's where we are. Emotional waves and opening up, not having so many restrictions in place for this 3rd week. And that's it, I think. All right, guys.